Most people believe success begins with motivation. They think it starts with a surge of energy, a strong feeling, a powerful emotion that pushes you forward. They wait for the right mood. They wait to feel inspired. They wait until they feel ready. That belief sounds reasonable. It sounds comfortable. It feels human. But it is wrong. Motivation is not the foundation of success. It is not the engine. It is not the cause. Motivation is often the result, not the beginning. If motivation were the key, then everyone who felt excited would succeed. Everyone who started strong would finish strong. Everyone who felt inspired would stay disciplined. But that is not how life works. You already know this. You have felt motivated before. You have started things with energy. You have promised yourself that this time would be different. And then life happened. The feeling faded. The excitement cooled. And when motivation left, the action stopped. So let us break the myth clearly and calmly. Success does not come from how you feel on your best day. It comes from what you do on your ordinary days. Not when it is exciting, but when it is quiet. Not when it is easy, but when it is repetitive. Consistency matters more than motivation because life is not lived in bursts. It is lived in patterns. Success is not a moment. It is a direction. Now think about this carefully. The most impressive results you see in the world are built on work you never see. You see the finished structure. You do not see the foundation underground. You see the calm confidence. You do not see the years of routine that created it. You see the smooth performance. You do not see the countless ordinary repetitions behind it. Consistency works quietly. It does not announce itself. It does not demand attention. It shows up when no one is watching. Imagine a river shaping stone, not with force, not with intensity, but with persistence. One day, the stone looks unchanged. Another day, still the same. But over time, the shape is transformed. Not because the water was motivated, but because it kept flowing. This is how real growth works. The invisible work matters more than the visible reward. The routine matters more than the rush. Ask yourself this honestly. What do you do when no one is clapping? What do you repeat when there is no immediate result? That is where your future is being built. Opportunity does not reward enthusiasm. It rewards readiness. Preparation is quiet. Opportunity is loud. Preparation is slow. Opportunity is fast. And when opportunity arrives, it does not wait for you to get ready. It reveals whether you already are. Consistency is preparation in motion. Each small action is a vote for the person you are becoming. One day of effort will not change your life, but one day repeated will. This is a simple law. What you practice, you become. Not what you plan, not what you intend, but what you repeat. Pressure does not create character. It reveals it. When life applies pressure, you do not rise to your hopes. You fall to your habits. Consider two people under the same pressure. One has practiced discipline daily. The other has relied on motivation. When stress arrives, the disciplined person continues. The motivated person waits. Look at the athlete who trains even when tired. When competition comes, the pressure feels familiar. Look at the professional who prepares daily. When responsibility increases, they do not panic. Pressure simply exposes patterns. Another example is health. When energy is high, many people eat well and exercise. When stress appears, habits take over. The body follows what was practiced most, not what was promised last. Treat it like gold. What you focus on grows. What you neglect weakens. If you scatter your effort, you scatter your results. Focus is not about doing more. It is about doing less, better, longer. Ask yourself, what deserves your daily attention and what deserves to be ignored? Every distraction costs you momentum. Every refocus builds it back. Growth follows a sequence. It is not complicated, but it is demanding. You learn, then you apply, then you evaluate, then you correct, then you persist. Most people stop after learning. Some stop after trying once. Few continue long enough to refine. Correction is not failure. It is progress becoming precise. Persistence is what allows learning to mature. Discipline matters more than motivation because systems do not depend on feelings. Moods change. Systems remain. A system tells you what to do even when you do not feel like doing it. Motivation asks, do I feel ready? Discipline asks, what is required? Strategic patience is essential. Results have seasons. You plant, you water, you wait. Then suddenly growth appears. But the growth was always happening underground. Consistency respects time. Motivation argues with it. Feedback matters. Measure what you repeat. Adjust what you measure. Small corrections early prevent large failures later. Momentum builds slowly. Then it carries you like a heavy wheel. Hard to start, powerful once moving. Breakthrough is not a moment. It is a lifestyle. It is the emotional reward of knowing you kept your word to yourself, and that is where true confidence lives. Not in excitement, but in reliability. You do not need more motivation. You need fewer interruptions and stronger routines. One day at a time. One action at a time. One promise kept. This is how consistency outlives motivation. This is how ordinary effort becomes extraordinary results. And if you stay with it long enough, you will discover something powerful. You no longer chase motivation. Motivation begins to follow you because when your actions become stable, your emotions begin to align. When your routines are firm, your confidence grows quietly. You start to trust yourself again. That trust does not come from excitement. It comes from evidence. Evidence that you showed up last week. Evidence that you kept going when no one was watching. This is the kind of confidence that does not shake easily. Motivation rises and falls like the weather. Consistency is the climate you live in. Ask yourself something important. If motivation disappeared tomorrow, would your life still move forward? If the answer is no, then motivation has too much control over you. You are never meant to be ruled by feelings. You are meant to be guided by principles. Principles are steady. They do not change with mood. Consistency is a principle in action. It tells you to act when it is uncomfortable, to continue when results are invisible, to trust the process when outcomes are delayed. This is why consistency matters more than motivation, because motivation demands a reward now. Consistency understands that rewards arrive later. Many people quit because they misjudge time. They think effort should pay immediately, but effort compounds, just like interest, small at first, powerful later. One extra repetition today feels insignificant, but repeated daily, it becomes transformation. One missed day feels harmless, but repeated, it becomes regret. The difference between success and failure is often narrow. It is found in daily choices so small, they seem unimportant. What you do when you are tired matters. What you do when you are bored matters. What you do when you feel unmotivated matters most, because those moments shape your identity. You do not become disciplined by thinking about discipline. You become disciplined by practicing it again and again. It makes growth predictable, not easy, but reliable. And reliability builds strength. Over time, something changes inside you. The resistance weakens. The excuses lose their power. Action becomes normal. Effort becomes expected. You stop negotiating with yourself. That is freedom. Not freedom from work, but freedom from inner conflict. Consistency simplifies life. You no longer ask, should I? You already know you will. This is how discipline protects your future. It prevents small problems from becoming large ones. It keeps you aligned even when emotions pull you away, and alignment creates peace. You sleep better when you live consistently, because your actions and values match. There is no inner argument, no quiet disappointment, just progress. Slow, steady, real. Remember this clearly. You do not rise by intensity. You rise by endurance. Intensity starts fires. Endurance builds homes. Consistency is endurance with direction. And direction gives meaning to effort. This is why those who win long-term look calm. They are not rushing. They are not chasing. They are following a pattern they trust, a pattern built day by day. If you want a different life, choose different repetitions. Choose them carefully, choose them patiently, and then protect them. Protect them from distraction. Protect them from excuses. Protect them from impatience, because the life you want is being built quietly right now. Not by motivation, but by consistency. Stay with it, even when it feels slow. Especially when it feels slow. That is when it is working.